I can't say that. I'll get in trouble. I can't say that. They won't like me. I can't say that. Then they're going to know everything. You probably had those conversations in your head. There's some truth that you're holding back on. Maybe it's with somebody that you really care about. Maybe it's true love. Maybe it's something you need to say to get people out of their own way. Maybe you need a hill that you need to die on in order to really make it. In fact, there was a quote, I'm going to quote it loosely and I can't remember where it was from, but I was basically told that in business strategy even, if I'm going to have my empire, I need to have a hill that I'm willing to die on. The hill I'm willing to die on is that we need to stop over-medicalizing birth, and we need to stop anesthetizing it, and we need to stop telling women that you don't get a trophy for a natural birth, and we need to stop perpetuating this culture of fear. We also need to stop making trauma so normalized. Do you have any idea how much it's affecting women? Like, this is seriously not something I'm going to stay silent about. And yeah, sometimes I say things that piss people off. And sometimes I say things that people misunderstand. And I'm okay with being misunderstood. I live a life of complete no regrets. And that's why last year, when everything seemed the darkest, and certain people were telling me that I should just let it go, I didn't. In fact, I went full speed ahead. You know, I'm seeing a lot right now with a lot of people where they're like, I want to tell them, but I'm scared. I wish I could tell them, but I'm scared. I wish I could go to them, but I'm scared. I wish I could cut ties with that toxic person, but then what are other people going to think of me? Like, there's a lot going down right now. We're getting into Scorpio season. So, stuff's going down. Or maybe you're still holding back. Or maybe you need to hear my story. So, today is October 6th. And last year, on October 6th, I had just heard the messages that I really needed to hear. To go full speed ahead. The problem was that a lot of doors were closed to me. I would have to do something bold, something epic, something that a lot of people might think was crazy. But I don't mind spending every day out in the corner in the pouring rain. And I did. It was raining. And I got up early in the morning. I got down there, and I'm like, I'm not giving up. We are going to fix this. If I have to stand out in the rain, I will stand out in the rain, because I'm not giving up. Now, of course, it didn't go down the way I wanted it to, but a door opened, and I was able to express myself fully. And in that time, everything was said. So, it all turned out pretty nicely. And it's made me fearless. I am completely fearless when it comes to going after what I want. I know that when those old fears come up, I look at them, and I don't let them stop me. I've been having a lot of dreams over the last several months too, where I go back into my past and I stand up for myself and I say the things that I was always too afraid to say when I was so much smaller and weaker. But then I said them. And it set me free. I'm not afraid to call people out anymore on their stuff. I'm not afraid to stand up for myself. I'm not afraid to tell someone how much I love them. I'm not afraid to say no when I really mean no. I'm not afraid to set strong boundaries around my time, and I'm not afraid to charge what I'm worth. And I'm not afraid to raise the bar to my access to me. I'm not afraid to say the things that others are still kind of hesitant to say because of what people might think of them. And you know how I got out of that fear? It's when you recognize just what you stand to lose if you stay silent in your truth. When it's somebody important to you who would be crushed by a system of oppression if you did not speak up for them, or a group of people, a society, and you see the toxic poison in it, you're not afraid to speak up. You're not afraid to rise up. You're not afraid to ensure that love wins out over fear and hate. Now, I am a Scorpio, and my sign is birth, death, rebirth, and transformation. And there's other things in there too. Things that are dark. Things that people in polite society might be afraid of me speaking out about. And I am not afraid. I am not afraid to use every single piece of my soul and my being at my disposal to ensure that what happens that needs to happen comes to pass. And I have a map on how to get past fear. And at this point, I recognize that so many people are stuck in their fear that I'm not keeping that behind any paywalls at all. In fact, you can go and get it. EmpoweringMomsBirth.com/Phoenix. Links in the bio. Yeah, I put it on my main website for Empowering Moms. And the reason for that is because part of the reason my system is so powerful is because I help women get past their fear. And then once they are past their fear, they aren't afraid to stand against those people who tell them that they can't do something. They can't say no to this test, this exam. They can't say no to this procedure. They can't say no to their doctor. They can't say no to their partner. They can't do the risky thing that they want to do to get the outcome that they really want. No, they're supposed to settle. Same thing with relationships. We are supposed to settle for good enough. And I'm not willing to deal with that anymore. We're supposed to just accept the status quo. That's not good enough for me. I was always fascinated by Maslow's hierarchy. How the lower levels are food and just the bare minimum. Then the next rung is safety. Then after that, there's connection. But then you get to the higher levels, self-esteem, and finally self-actualization. Well, I was never good with just having the lower levels. Even when I was 11, my dad showed me Maslow's hierarchy in his textbook. And I said, I want self-actualization. I mean, why would I settle for the lower levels? There's a higher level. If there's a higher level to my potential, I'm going to meet it. And if there's a level after that, I'm going to meet it. If I keep climbing those stairs and there's another stair, I'm going to keep climbing. I'm not going to say this is good enough. There's still more stairs to climb. And so, the reason why you need to get past your fear is so you can keep climbing. The reason you have to keep believing is because you've got to keep climbing. The stairs are not endless. I mean, there's beauty at each level. And there's beauty when you get out of your own way and go after what you really want. And the reason my pillars are so powerful is because of the mindset of knowing that there's always that next level. The education to know that that next level even exists. The environment you need to thrive so you have the resources and energy to be able to climb those next levels. The facilitators to show you that they've already climbed those levels and they can guide you so that you don't accidentally slip and fall down the stairs or hurt yourself in some way or climb too fast and end up in trouble. They can guide you. And then there's the right support cheering you on. Whether they're climbing the stairs with you climbing above you and pulling you up with them and saying, come on, keep going. It's really beautiful up here. Keep going. Or they're at the bottom and they're like, keep going. Tell me what's up there so that I can have the courage to come climb with you. That's why those pillars, you need to have all 5. I call them the 5 pillars of empowerment. But it's also basically the Phoenix method of facing your fears, rising up from the ashes, and going for what you want each time. You can't fail if you never give up. And when you have somebody beside you in your life who is pushing you to those next levels, your soul family, if you want to call them that, your true love, most definitely. Your true love will always see it, and they will always be climbing with you. Sometimes they'll be a little behind you, and they'll be taking your lead, and sometimes you'll be taking theirs, and sometimes you'll be climbing together on the same stair. But each time, you will be together the whole journey. Neither one of you is going to give up. And all you have to do to get the strength to keep going, even when it's the hardest, is to look into their eyes. To know that they believe in you. To feel that love in here. Because just say the word, we'll take on the world. Just say you're hurt, we'll face the worst. Nobody knows you the way that I know you. Look in my eyes, I will never desert you. And just say the word, we'll take on the world, we'll take on the world. That song was epic. It was at the end of the Vampire Diaries, the very last episode. By the way, that series is about way more than just vampires. It's about family, it's about love, it's about forgiveness. There's just such a powerful message. If you ever get the chance to binge watch that series, do it. Julie Fleck was actually quite a genius. Kevin Williamson too. I mean, he did Dawson's Creek first. And the pairings and the characters, it's just, I love that series. I have such a huge appreciation for everything that Nina Dobrev and Ian Somerhalder and Paul Wesley and Candace King, like, what they put into their characters especially. And then the other ones that joined later. And Kat Graham was also incredible for her work, what she did. I could really list them all. I mean, every single person that was on that show did a really good job. Even Matt Donovan, he had his moments. I mean, there's a lot of hate for Matt Donovan, but he still had a purpose. He still had some purpose, even if it was kind of like a foil. But I just love that show. I love Damon and Elena's relationship. How he was willing to let her go when he thought he didn't deserve her. How Elena was willing to let him lose her because she knew he would be back. She's like, I'm not going to push him. If he doesn't want to be with me right now, it has nothing to do with me. If he needs to work on himself. But in the end, they got together. They both took the cure. They both got married. They had kids. And they actually moved into Elena's old house. And then at the end of their lives, they went into the afterlife together. And they're walking hand in hand. And she meets up with her family that had all passed away and been killed for various seasons. And Damon disappears for a moment because he's gone to visit his brother. And then, it was just epic. You just know you'll meet your people. We're all walking each other home. So you don't have to be afraid. Whatever's going on right now for you, whatever's falling apart right now, I want you to trust it. If you have love in your heart, you have everything you need. Love can give you the courage you need to transcend your fears. The belief in your truth that needs to be spoken can help you be bigger than your fears of what others will say. Don't worry about what other people think. If it's in your heart, it's there for a reason. Don't go against yourself. Don't lie to yourself about what you feel. Don't try to settle for less. You only get this life right now. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to take on the world? Well, I do have the map to get out of your fear, if you ever want it. I have Carly Bonderud Uncensored now, so you can go back and you can watch any one of the edited videos. Just because Instagram wants to cut in and out right now, can't help that. But it's not going to stop. I am unstoppable and I don't give up. Not when it's important. And this message is important for everyone going through something. Needs to face their fear right now. Do the hard thing. Or just hold the faith that someone else will do the hard thing and meet you there on those stairs. Well, that's really it. Just gotta keep believing. So, anyway, my throat is still scratchy. Probably because I've also been talking for a day and a half. I finished the birthday present for my true love. It's going to be so epic. And when he sees it, oh my gosh. I cannot wait to see the look on his face when he's gone through the whole thing. Or even halfway through it. I made a course for him. I mean, I am a course creator, so I figured it would be kind of epic to do that, just for fun. And, yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, now I have to edit it a little bit, because I did start coughing through parts, and, I mean, you know, but it was fun. Sometimes just making something for someone, or creating content for the world. The fun is in creating it. Don't worry about the actual result. Don't worry how people are going to receive it. The fun is in creating. I just have fun when I create. I'm having fun right now with this video. So, just enjoy your life. Enjoy it. Let go of the fear of what other people are going to think. People are going to misunderstand you, no matter what. But as long as you're speaking your truth and speaking your heart, the right people will hear it. And then they're going to have the courage to keep climbing those stairs and climb higher. And you can cheer them on. And then we can all self-actualize. So, I will see you soon. I hope you have an epic week. I'll probably be around. I've got some other things I need to do this week. And who knows? Maybe I'll get what I want. Either way, I've got a project to edit now. I've got quite a few projects, but this one is a priority because it's so epic. Alright, I'll see you later. Bye now.